Warning: this is a Katawa Shoujo playthrough. Some content may be inappropriate for kiddies. Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
I was about to make the same joke. Ah, a girl on my arm. This is exactly what we were trying to get to. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. Hisho, this is Akira Satao, my older sister. Okay, so it is a sister.
And our story continues.
Hey, everybody out there in YouTube land, Jake. The OneManBand is back again. Man, in Katawa Shoujo, and my glasses are completely and totally, utterly dirty. Anyway, we're back in Katawa Shoujo. It's been a long time since I played this game, because Alien Isolation and the Sandman and Azura's Wrath and all that other stuff was going on. But don't you worry. So I'm gonna start getting these out to you weekly. I don't know. They'll come out when they come out. So, Lilly looked pretty depressed, so I tried to make some small talk in an effort to take her mind off of it. She seems nice. We used to live together, but now that I live at school, we hardly see each other anymore. Aw, well that sucks. Just like me and my sister. We barely see each other anymore, because we both have jobs. It sucks. Despite Lilly having been quite affable, that looks like a word, I still don't really know much about her. In hindsight, it's surprising just how much she's extracted from me, really. Well, she can just read people better than you. I mean, you're pretty dense, Hishio. You used to live together. Was it somewhere around here? It was pretty far south, so a trip to Yamaku is fairly long. With her working hours getting longer and Yamaku being so far away, there is little choice in the end but to move into the dormitories. Well, that explains the chatter about cooking. Evidently, regarding her composure, she livens back up, at least in part. That's good to know. I take it you're better rested now? Sorry. You sound less exhausted than you did when you first came in. That's because I was walking around. Since I, have a bad heart, it's stuff like that. To be able to pick out my breathing like that, she must have pretty good ears. Yes, we've been over this. People with, bad senses have heightened other senses to make up for it. Yeah, ending up walking around town, despite only skipping it, despite only planning to take a short walk down here. Reminded of my thirst from the walk, I leaned forward to take a sip. Without further ado, Lilly starts on her cup of strong-smelling tea. Tea and coffee. That's what we are. I guess I better get going back to Yamaku. There's only so long I can stall studying for, and I want to get a good night's sleep before the festival. Standing from my seat, I take the coffee-stained cup from the table. You're leaving? Yeah, I was gonna head back, as well. It's getting kinda late. For a moment she pauses, before lifting her face over her teacup as if she was looking at me. Yuko, could we have one more coffee, please? Okay, I'll bring it right away. Wait, is she keeping me here? Maybe? That's not subtle. She gives a short giggle at my frank assessment of her maneuver. It's surprisingly childish and carefree, given her otherwise completed appearance, or collected appearance. In the end, though, I have little reason to refuse. To be honest, I can hardly say no, all things considered. Well, yeah, you can't say no to just coffee. Given a manufactured sigh, I take a seat opposite her. Wanting company, then? I'd say that it's more like I was wondering. Wondering about what? I think she's I see she's in questioning mode again. She does seem to be usually interested in me, or at least curious. Do you have any siblings? No. Hishio doesn't. Not exactly an unexpected tangent. No, only child. To be honest, the idea of having someone that close makes me a bit envious. Interesting. I raise an eyebrow, which of course goes unseen. Short silence communicates the question well enough. It's just that others have said the same thing before. It's a different subject to try to think about objectively, given that I've always had someone like that. Never heard this music before. It's nice. Okay. I can mostly understand what Lilly means, given that it would be hard to place off oneself outside of a situation that they've been in all their life. She and her sister must have a pretty close relationship. Taking pains to interrupt us as little as possible, Yuko ductfully comes over and places the cup on the table. Lilly thanks her as I sit back, taking in this vexing girl in front of me. You little vexin. Despite always seeming to be on her guard and in control of herself when talking to others, she has an almost childlike curiosity about other people. That said, those rare moments she seems to slightly lower her guard at are the most insightful into how she thinks. Reaching forward for my drink, I realize something I probably should have noticed earlier. I think I'm starting to become kind of curious about her. Well, that's a good thing. It's what we're trying to strive for. Yeah, nighttime with the cicadas. Always good with the cicadas. Despite making a good pace, it's already nightfall by the time I reach the large iron gates in front of the school. While it's nice to have plenty of time to wander around by virtue of living right next to the school, I can't help but get the feeling that very few students actually take the opportunity. Compared to the number of students I see milling around off campus during free time, it's strangely rare to see anyone around town. Well, that's because most of them have conditions that would probably limit their mobility. Given the large number of accommodations and facilities that the school offers, many of them might simply not see any point to venture outside, let alone people such as Hanako or Kenji. You know, the shut-in people. It makes me wonder if students like Shizune, Misha, and Lilly are the exception for this school rather than the norm. As I wander back to my dorm room, I continue to compare my old school to Yamaku. As I do, I begin to be surprised that I managed to get even this used to everything that has happened to me. Are we gonna run into Kenji again? Oh, looks like we're going to bed. Transfer scene! I don't like it when this happens so early on in the episode, but, what are you gonna do? The next day I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. Sleeping late is fine since it's Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday though, but the festival as well. From my window I can already see some people at the samba booths slinging noodles onto plates for people who are craving the low quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning meds and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming weeks, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. Exams are easy, come on, go have fun. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to today out of impulse. Okay, because that's worked out in the past. I'm curious if he has any plans since everyone is doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room, or possibly something like a fort, complete with a no girls allowed sign. I'm pretty sure we've gone through this before, but whatever. and with the girls crossed out and body crudely scrawled underneath it, knocking on his door with which is luckily devoid by any sign, I hear again the unsettling clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack. Who is it? You're supposed to ask that before you open the door. Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early. No, it's not. It's noon. It's not really that early. What? What is it, man? Nothing. I was just gonna ask what you're gonna do today. Half the school is out there already. Out where? Why? What? Sounds like somebody didn't get the memo about this festival. What? Is today special? Why are they out there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun? Yes, the invasion has begun. I'm sorry. I can't use grammar. He suddenly looks more alarmed. What day is it, man? Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden booths outside and people selling stuff. What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to throw the snipers. Yes, we have done this before. That was the name of an episode that I did back in the Emmy playthrough. It's the festival, you know? That, right? Oh shit, that's today? Oh damn it! I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good. You told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day. Sorry for my yawn there. Why? Oh man, they're going to be everywhere. The people outside my window. Socializing! Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill. It's going to be loud as hell. Damn, and I was going to go out today, but now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. This is awful. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go out anymore. There's nowhere to run. Kenji seems nervous. No, you don't say! I think he's having an emotional breakdown. You can even say he is majorly freaking out. I can't believe this, so that's what today was. Damn, I couldn't even prepare for it. I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here. I can't do anything. You should have told me earlier, dude. At least, I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what he could have accomplished. I thought you knew. So I guess you're not gonna do anything today? The weather is even good. Yesterday it was really windy, so I thought today would be cold, but it's not. So there's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should come check the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands. No, I can't do it! They'll eat me alive out there, I know it! That has to be a joke. But, stuff. What are you going to do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We can still make it if we work together. I don't know, I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first and then check out the attractions. Your class project seems pretty cool, and I gave a hand with it, so I want to see it at least that one and chat with Lilly, I guess. Speaking of that, do you have any obligation for the project? Are you out of your mind? The blind broad is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. In my spleen. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's in the way of my great vision. He's blind. As expected of blind people. What? Besides, I thought that you were also... He holds up his hand to interrupt me. Only legally. He is only legally blind. Remember that? Metaphorically, I can see further than any man before me has seen. Kenji looks stoically into the metaphorical direction to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just the corridor wall 2 meters away. That's all the same. I can see the future of mankind. It's a dark one unless the threat of the women is stifled. They are everywhere! He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster. He looks like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down out of the panic attack, finishes running its course. I'm going to have to find some place to hide in, a safe haven, and then knock the lights out myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day. I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival. Okay. Later, dude. I'm still going to the festival. The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how I feel about what Kenji just said. But I go to the festival anyway. After buying a plastic plate of teriyaki from... Is that teriyaki? Looks like it. From a stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat in the school gardens and watch people pass as I tenderly nibble away at the rather bland-tasting item. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing, and it didn't cost much. As I look out towards the school, I watch the people coming and going. It proves a surprisingly entertaining way to pass the time as I eat. Ah, white people! Little children accompanied by parents or grandparents scamper along in the dim from event to event. One is dragging their company and the other is bearing a oversized colorful snack. I can't help but notice the age range among the people here is skewed towards the elderly. Something that I also noticed when I was walking around town. There must be one of the towns where the people often left are those that lived here who lived there their whole lives and ardently refuse to leave. Those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasingly few tranquil places. Man, why does the commotion have to be so loud? It distracts me so. My brain. I guess that also goes a way to explain how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit. I kind of like how calm Yamaku and its surrounding area are. Oh, I'm sorry. Not enough oxygen is getting to my brain because I'm reading so much. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it gets. Now that the hottest part of the day is here, I better get moving if... Gah! The sound of the... Carlian bells take me completely by surprise as I stand up, a reaction shared by a few of the people strolling around as well. The PA system cracks to life after the tolling bell ends. Its age shows the principal making a barely intelligible announcement over it, officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folk against the alternatively pained and bored grimaces of their younger chargers. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay it little heed. Nevertheless, I always have to take that word slow. As the address finally ends, all are united in polite, if not orderly, enthusiastic applause, and then get back to their business. Slipping a hand in my pocket, I look as relaxed as possible. I casually glance around for something to do. It's something difficult to see as far with all the people around. I decide to fall back on a tired and trusted rule. Go where everyone else seems to be going. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Don't follow the crowd. That's how you end up dying. I don't know. Throwing the used plate in a trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classmates must have opted out on multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch sight of a familiar banner with a blue patterned border and red text. Lilly's stall is It's as good a place to start as any. I'm curious as to how it's going. After all of the work her and her classmates have been doing for it. Stepping up to it, I begin to see why the class took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as many of the other stalls, and the equipment for cooking strewn everywhere. It's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. As the student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind it seems quite exasperated and asks me to wait a minute before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher from class 3-2. It doesn't take long to notice Lilly among them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts out the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears that there has been some problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. I almost said Lucy. Lilly pauses for a moment before she and the girl switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere. Sorry about that, we're having a few problems. What would you like? Well, what I would like is actually... I'm kidding. It takes me a second to remember what I'd come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side to read the menu sitting on the counter. Oh, I guess miso soup! Ugh, I love miso soup. Oh, is that Hishio? Yeah, it's me. Yep, looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms it as she drops her waitress facade. Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only have half of what we needed. Wouldn't serving smaller portions cover the problem? No. Obviously, you've never worked a restaurant before, Hishio. You just don't do that. It seems like that's what we'll have to do, though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either. I glance behind her and see that many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be over about 8. I take it that your teacher left? That's right, she's going to try to round up a few more of our classmates to help. Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glance backwards to see an elderly couple trying to take a place in line. I guess I'd better stop loitering around and chatting. Here's the money for the soup. Soup, alright, coming right up. Lilly turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them with her long, pale fingers. Eventually, satisfied that I handed over correct change, she puts it on a small metal tray. It isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. So they must have like different shape, different sized coinage and stuff. In America. Thanks, I'll come back and drop off the bowl. Thank you, Hishio. Oh, there's one other thing. Have you seen Hanako? I don't think she's gonna be out here. Not today, why? She gives a small sigh and adjusts to abject disappointment. That's okay, I was just wondering if she was doing what she was doing for the festival. You've come back when you're done then. Wait, you'll come back when you're done then. Oh, okay, she's asking me. I'm sorry. Ah, dang it. Okay. Go back. Okay. Sure, I'll keep an eye for Hanako too. Thank you, Hishio. I walk off from the stall and find a seat, carefully cradling the steaming wooden bowl with both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be. Perhaps from the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as the others. It can't really be helped, considering I was dropped into the school only a week ago, but it still weighs heavily on my mind. Don't feel so bad, man, just enjoy it. I never really got too involved in school events and stuff. That, and the fact that a few students do really seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Eventually, I finish my bowl and leave for the stall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they work, Lilly still appears to be somewhat stressed. There's me, always stressing. I mean, just because I have to look out for everyone else. I'm that kind of person. Right. I know what I'll do. Even if it's just one person, I'll make the festival even more enjoyable for her. As I place the bowl on the counter, I call out to Lilly. What we gonna do? Are we gonna do something good? Hishio, you brought it back? Yeah, here you go. I slide it into your hands, and she takes it over to someone who is apparently on the cleaning duty. Considering that I didn't see them here before, it's probably a penalty for their tardiness. Oh, well, cleaning dishes is fun. You ever just clean dishes? It's fun, it's therapeutic. Hey, Lilly. She perks up and returns to the counter as she hears my voice again, realizing that I'm still here. Wanna go see some more of the festival with me? Yeah. Maybe. Maybe. She puffs out her cheeks disapprovingly, and she looks kinda cute, but in complete contradiction to her usually reserved nature. It takes a few seconds for me to get that she's taking the issue with. Oops. Oh, well, I didn't mean to... Oh, to see. Gotta go see. Oh, I get. Blind jokes. Okay. It was. Let's just move on, shall we? Lilly giggles at me, exposing her teasing for what it is. There's still no use to this. You're still not used to the school, are you? She got me. Still, I kind of need to stay with our stall. It's taken until just now to even get everything unpacked. I guess her reluctance shouldn't overly surprise me, considering how much work she's put into this. Everything seems to be running fine now, though. Besides, you've got extra help on hand anyway. A boy in the middle of the cooking some samba noodles turns toward us, grinning. Go on! Lils? Too bad. Go on, Lilly! You've earned yourself a break. We can hold down the fort for now. If you say it's okay, then I suppose so. But if you need any help, then we'll call you. Go! We'll be fine. Go with the boy. Go! Thank you, random student! You shall always be remembered for your heroism. Lilly finally gives up her reluctance as he waves a spatula at her, and she feels her way around the back of the stall and picks up her cane on the way. I guess the first thing we should do is look for Hanako. Lilly seems kind of worried about her, and I doubt she's the kind of person to enjoy milling around the crowds like this all alone. So I guess we should search for Hanako. Where to first? I have a theory. The both of us go quiet for a moment to think. Maybe she's in her dorm room? I doubt it. She doesn't keep too many things in there, so she'll have nothing to do. The library. That was my thinking. Library. As good a place as any to search. For an avid reader, I suppose. Library it is. We'll check there first then. Aside from the muffled sounds of the crowd sweeping in from outside, the inside of the school seems almost deserted. In order to make sure everyone has enough room, I guess all the events were organized to be held outside on school grounds. They're definitely quite large, but by any other school's standards. It's nice and quiet in here, isn't it? Yeah, much nicer than the hustle and bustle outside. We take our time to slowly walk through the front door of the school, eventually reaching the stairs to the second floor. I can't help but notice how Lilly anticipates every door and obstacle, her cane remaining still in her hand, stalking around the hallway railing. You really know the school well, don't you? She smiles and nods straight ahead. I've been here for a few years, so I know where everything is. The dorms are still trip me up, though, sometimes. I haven't been there as long, and there's not as well laid out as the main building. If I'm remembering right, there used to be unused buildings before they used to be unused buildings before being renovated into and used as dormitories. That explains why the male and female dorms looked different from the outside, the way the rooms seem kind of unusual for sleeping quarters. I assumed she'd be living in the dormitory since she began attending the school, but now I'm reminded of what she said yesterday. That's right, you mentioned that before. I'd assumed that most of the students here lived in the dormitories once they enrolled. A lot of them seem to, in any case. Lily's expression becomes somewhat harder to read, my questioning eventually touching on a delicate point. Well, how should I say? Everyone has their reasons. Reasons. Okay, gotta keep that in mind. Something tells me that one of those with reasons is Hanako. Since her tiptoeing around the answer, my own predicament is yet another such case. I guess it's a choice everyone here would have to make for themselves, or in my instance, have made for them. It can't be helped, I suppose. At least Yamaku itself seems to be like a nice place. It's good to hear you say that. I thought you were coming to dislike it. What about you, though? My reversal of Lily's statement seems to takes her by surprise. I've been here a while, so it's not that. It just seems pretty, you just seem pretty depressed about Akira. What's with that look? Akira's taken. Sorry, Isho. What? I don't... Lily never sees how fast my palms met my face with a shy accusation. Hey, I was worried about you. That's why there's a way to respond to concern. While she gives a amused grin we're around the corner to the hallway to enter the library. With that, guys, I think I'm gonna end the episode here because trouble reading is happening. This happens when I get to a certain point in every episode. So, like and favorite if you've enjoyed, subscribe, of course. In the next few episodes, we'll probably get out of Act 1, get into Act 2, completely new material. I'll see you guys next time out there in YouTube land. Be a nice person, tip your waitresses. Yeah!